Okay, so in terms of making a halftone portrait, now if you don't have tracing paper, you can always lay a thinner paper. You can try drawing paper, definitely not the Bristol, or even a sheet of computer paper, and use a light box, or if you don't have a light box, because I don't even have a light box, you can hold it up against a window to get it backlit and use it as a light box so you can see it. Or no can do, here is how you make, here's how you're going to translate the values from your drawing onto another piece of paper. So on your drawing, you are going to, instead on your drawing, you're going to make your 1/4 inch grid, which is the same grid that, the same size units that we have on our other grid, but we're going to make a grid on here first. Okay, so I'm just working really quickly to make my 1/2 inch grid. And pencil. That's 1/2 inch, and I'm going to work super quickly to get some of these lines on here. Although just for time's sake, I won't draw the line on everything, but I will complete it and then show you guys what it looks like. So basically, if I have a grid here, it's kind of like the drawing, the enlargement drawings that you may have done in SP1 class. Basically, you take a photograph, you make a smaller grid, and then you make a larger grid on another piece of paper, and you blow up the values. This time, we're keeping the drawings the same size, so the grid will be the same size, but we're going to be translating the values, except instead of shaded areas, we're going to be using dots, black Sharpie dots. So let's say I've just went all the way across. I have my vertical lines. I'm going to do my horizontal lines, and I would of course do the whole thing, but just for time's sake, I'm going to just do a portion of my face as demonstration. So I went from 2.5 to 6, 2.5 to 6. Okay, and then I will very quickly draw these lines in. So here's my 1/4 inch grid. And you're going to be labeling your axes so that we know which square has already been transposed as a dot. So how do we do that? How do we keep track of which square is which? Along the axis, so on the top, I would label each box. So maybe I'll do alphabet on the top. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, perfect. And then along the vertical, I will also do the same. And now because I was lazy and I didn't go all the way across the top, I will just make the marks, but not the lines, just so you can see. So I would do numbers down, so I'm not doing alphabet again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I would go all the way down. And for the purpose of my demonstration, really, I'm only, sorry, I'm gonna close some of this curtain, giving it a highlight on my paper. So for the purpose of my demonstration, I'm really just working in this area, which is G10, all the way, doing all of this all the way to kind of like V23, which is still a big portion of it. So once I have this done, then I'm going to be, I don't need my tracing paper on there. I could actually take my Bristol, my other piece of Bristol that I cut off this half from. And I would basically need to make the same grid on here over again on here. So it's not tracing paper. Again, I can't see through anything, but I'm gonna be remaking this whole grid here. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay. I'm rushing through this, so my lines aren't exact, and I'd hope you didn't do it. I'd hope you would be more exact. Okay, so really this becomes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, oops, Y, Z. Yeah, okay, so I got the same amount of units there, and I'm gonna do the same thing down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. And it goes on and on. It goes past 24, but just for time's sake, again, I'm gonna just go only up to a certain point. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you are gonna do the whole portrait, obviously. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, and same thing on this side. Okay, so I have to redraw my lines. I'm gonna just do this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because remember, just for the demo's sake, I'm only doing a portion of this. And if you get gunk on your ruler, make sure you wipe it off or clean it off before you start drawing lines, or this is going to end up happening. I keep getting this repeating bump on it. And it's okay for now because I'm going to erase away my pencil lines. But if you were working with a more permanent material, that's not going to be good. Okay. And then I am going to now do my verticals, which is, I'm just going to go from F, A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm going to go from the end of F to G. Hopefully I'm going to the right lines here. Okay, so once I've transposed, oops, look what I did. I missed this line. I went to the wrong place. Got overconfident and my lines got super dark too. Okay, here we go. One more time. So now once I've transposed both grids, now I can take my Sharpie and apply the same halftone concept, which is if you see a darker value, you're going to use a darker dot. So let's start with G10. G10 is, my hair is pretty light here. It's pretty light here, so I'm going to use a lighter mark, and then it kind of gets darker. And K10, Just gonna kind of keep track and not get too overconfident. I mean, honestly, as long as it wasn't too drastic, a circle, you could probably go back and change it, but it will also be a little bit harder to do once you've done a lot of marks. Okay, now it gets a little darker here. Darker, very dark, very dark. Still pretty dark, but not as dark. And it starts to lighten up on my forehead a little bit. And U11 gets a little bit light. Moving down. Okay. And it gets pretty dark here because this is my eyebrow area. Remember that your dot kind of just goes right in the center. Don't try to bring it closer to one edge or the other. So the dot matrix system. Okay, and now we're doing 13G. So I'm really following the shading of my drawing. So if my drawing doesn't have enough information, then it is not gonna come out the way you want it to look. P. Mm, 14G. My marker is running out. Oh no, my marker is running out. G, T. And you can see that half tone, the contours of my face starting to form here. G17. Light. Shh, Mojo, shh. That's my cat in his cat wheel. Sorry, he's making a ruckus. And it gets dark because it's the shadow of my nose. It's a little lighter. Darkening, darker, lighter, and darker. Q, lighter. All right, so you can see how I'm starting to sculpt the halftones values of my face using a grid that I'm just transposing. I'm using as a way to transpose the values on it. And there is how you can do a halftone without using tracing paper.